Well, hello, it's June 30th, 2025. I'm going to go over some of the rock work, the bulkheads that were placed here, that I built, basically. So this is the back of the deck. We have, starting here, building up against the hillside where we put the cabin. We got this bulkhead here which holds up the driveway, and it's a good 4 feet high. This was also downhill, which allowed for the water to flow down. Here's my makeshift drain field, dried up drain bed, at least until the monsoons. Anyway, so this is the driveway bulkhead retaining wall. And then we have this area here where when we were digging some of the ditches, we got a lot of these huge boulders. These are huge. These are, I don't even know how much they weigh. Some of them I was able to move with a pry bar. The rest of them we did with a backhoe and a bucket. Anything is larger, too big to carry, we did with the backhoe. The rest of them I did by hand. So this is a retaining wall for the driveway. This normally is a little more arranged than it is, but the dog gets in here when he's determined to go mouse and rat hunting to destroy it. And he's moving boulders that are a good 40 pounds. So he's definitely not a sissy dog. Back here by the solar house, we have all of this is retaining wall for this walkway coming down. This is where the water used to run, this whole riverbed. And then rocks down here under the solar panels, just rearranged. However, this is such a mess down here. Okay, we'll go back up here to one of the driveway entrances. And we've got rocks over the drainage ditch, which this drainage ditch here, this culvert was put in because this is where the main wash comes down through the property. These rocks here line the driveway alongside the road to build up to keep the water from coming over this way. Well, it doesn't really matter since we got this ditch. And so, going up to the main driveway coming in. I might point out that this this driveway here originally was where I believe I originally came in with the car and did one of the first videos about trying to decide where things were going in here. This was virtually undrivable because of all the rocks and stuff. Anyway, more rocks. There's probably thousands, and the majority of all these rocks were moved by hand because even though I had a fellow with a backhoe hired to do a lot of this work, he never showed up. So in between the times of 1 to 2 to 3 weeks anticipating his arrival, I just started moving rocks. And by the time he would show up, he would say something like, "Gosh, you did a lot of work." I'm like, "Yeah, it's work I thought I paid you for." All right. And then the original place, when I first got here, I was able to find this shady spot, or make this shady spot underneath this pine tree. This is by the corner property marker of by the road, where I had stashed a bunch of coolers and water pipes and things that I'd covered up and left here between my trips here to Concho when I was going back from Washington to Phoenix, Colorado. And so things were stashed there, and this is the corner marker here. Of course, the road looking up through the trees. And then more rocks. This is the corner road where I did a lot of the fill over in this whole area here originally. Some of my original videos of camping out on the road, once I finally could get down here, would be camping out here at this corner, working on filling in this corner because there was a waterfall here and there was absolutely no way to get down this road. So that covers the rocks. As we look across to the south, we're looking at whatever's south of here. In the mountains over to the west or the east, New Mexico. Anyway, that's it for now. Rocks, rocks, rocks. More rocks here, retainers. If you want one for Christmas, let me know. I'll arrange to have one shipped to you. UPS. Have a great day.